up, you guys? This is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today we're armoring up to strip it down when we get dressed to kill with Chroma's lavishly legendary Dynasty skin. Now, let's be real, unlike previous models, this thing has been absolutely polarizing from day one. Its initial sketches have left some people worried that it wouldn't match up to the previous deluxe skins, while others were shocked upon the release of its previews, stating that it looked more like a toy than a badass armored dragon. And while I must say that this does look a bit like the dragon sword made babies with some crawfish kaiju, and its unarmored variant looks pretty spot on like Lord Zed, I gotta admit that especially in the details, there is a lot to love. Now, you can pick up the Chroma Dynasty skin in the market for 165 plat. However, if you ever want access to the Dominion Heavy Blade, as well as the Eminent Sugatra, the first freaking Sugatra that I have loved from them in what feels like forever, then I would highly suggest that you pick up the Chroma Dynasty collection for 225 plat, as it is the only way you get access to these bundle exclusive items. Okay, so this episode is going to be a tad different, because while there are some easier routes you can take with the skin, I find that if you want to be a bit more creative, it's definitely a juggling act due to the fact that there is so much of everything. Tons of layered armors, metallics all over the place, and the energy accents oozing from every angle. There is a lot of look here, and you need to decide where you want your focus to be. Do you want your outer armor to pull focus, or do you want the underplating to pop? Maybe you want it all to be about the metals. Either way, this is going to dictate where you start. If you want your armored pieces to have a pop of color, start with your favorite tone, then find a neutral for your primary. This can be black, gray, whites, or very muted shades. Then we can jump to the accents, which will dictate your metallics. I'd highly suggest something that shares the same temperature as your armor. And as for the tertiary, this one you can have a bit more fun with, because just as long as it shares the same intensity as your armor, you can create a really fun contrast. However, if you'd like your underplating to pop, start off with your favorite tone, then find a neutral for your secondary. After that, you can jump over to pick out your accent tone, but this time around, match your metallics temperature to your underplating. And lastly is your tertiary tone. You can do the same as last time and choose a contrasting color that matches the intensity of your underplating, or you can select a deeper variation of your metallic shade. And finally, if you chose metallics to be your focus, I'd highly suggest picking two complementary neutral shades from your primary and your secondary. You can totally make one of them a bit more tonal, but don't go too crazy, as the metals really should be the focus. And as for your tertiary, this time around I would suggest limiting yourself to the deeper version of your metallic. Now, as for your energy color, if you've managed to follow all of the other steps correctly, you should be able to pick whatever you like, with the only real determining factor being the intensity of that shade. Now with all that out of the way, let's get dressed. So all in all, I am a massive fan of the Dynasty skin. I love the feeling of the Eastern Dragon pulling in tie ornamentation. And while it is almost meme status at this point, it is kind of funny if you think about it, since both the Power Rangers and the Kaiju, who usually emerge from the sea, like lobsters, are Eastern creations, so maybe this is their nod to the culture in its entirety. In addition, I love the fact that they made the wings an auxiliary attachment, meaning that you don't have to put them on if you don't want to. Because let's be real, just as long as you know exactly what you're getting into, you should feel free to go bareback. So thank you all for watching this episode of Dressed to Kill. If you haven't already caught it, be sure to check out my initial look at this skin, as well as the Prominence Excalibur skin exclusive to Twitch. Now, don't forget to do all the things that I ask you to do at the end of every one of these, and as always, stay drop dead gorgeous.